You know what's crazy though, Moses? You're a better man than me because I would have let them die. I mean, look, God said he wasn't going to let them in anyway.
Trust me, Joshua. I wanted to. I stood on that mountain more times than I can count, begging God not to wipe them out. But every time he gave me mercy instead of wrath. I had to match that. They were stiff-necked, complained about the manna, built a golden calf while I was on the mountain getting the commandments.
So I get that.
But even when God said, let me start over with you, I couldn't do it. I remembered the promise to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob. It was never about me being better. It was about remembering who God is, even when the people forgot.
So it was hard for me because I got to see the promised land and I was ready to go get it. Me and Caleb was ready to go. But because the other 10 decided that it was too much, I had to sit there and walk and wait for 40 years to get the promise. And that's the only thing that got me through it. I saw the promise that God had for us. And though everybody else around us couldn't go with us, God promised that Caleb and I was going to make it in. I just wish you were there for it.
Sure. I wanted to be there too. I stood on that mountain, Mount Nebo, and I saw it. Every ridge, every valley, the land flowing with milk and honey. And my chest burned, not with regret, but with gratitude, because I saw you going in. I saw you walking in my prayers. That was enough. I disobeyed in anger once, struck the rock instead of speaking to it. That one moment cost me the promise. But watching you receive it, that was the promise fulfilled in a different way. You and Caleb had the heart to believe when no one else did. That's why he chose you. I didn't just prepare you to lead, Joshua. I watched God shape you for it.
You left some big shoes to fill. But the thing that got me through it was God said, just like he was with you, he'll be with me. And quite frankly, I had it easier. All he told me was everywhere my foot goes, he'll give me that land. He
gave you your own command, your own calling, but the same presence. I had to part seas and climb mountains to hear him. You carried the presence across the Jordan. That's legacy, son. Not repeating what I did, but building on it. And you're right. You did have it easier in some ways, but don't ever mistake easier for less significant. The battles you fought, Jericho, Ai, Gibeon, they weren't won by your sword alone. They were won because you believed him step by step and you walked where I could only see. Tell me though, when you stood in that land for the first time, what did it feel like?
It felt like heaven. It felt like everything God promised. It confirmed that his words are true, that his covenant lasts for 1,000 generations.
That right there, that's everything I hoped for. I didn't need to step foot in the land because hearing you say that felt like heaven to me. It means my labor wasn't in vain, that the wilderness didn't swallow the promise, that even if I only saw from afar, the next generation walked in it and they carried the covenant forward. So promise me this, Joshua, that when they start forgetting, when they settle in, build homes, plant vineyards, you'll remind them of the God who brought us out, who led us through, who keeps his word, even when we don't.
I'll do that. Yes.
Then my journey's complete. Not because I finished it myself, but because I passed the torch and it kept burning. Let's make sure they hear this, Joshua. Not just our story, but God's faithfulness in every part of it.
Say 4,000 years from now, what advice would you give someone who has a promise to God but doesn't see it yet?
4,000 years from now, if you're holding a promise and all you see is wilderness, here's what I say. Don't confuse delay with denial. God didn't forget you. He's preparing you. Sometimes the promise isn't just a destination, it's a transformation. He's not just trying to get you to the land. He's trying to get Egypt out of you, out of your thinking, out of your fears. So keep walking, even if it's dry, even if people around you fall off, even if you're the only one who believes it's still coming. Because the God who spoke it is the God who will finish it. And if you don't get to see it, make sure you prepare the one who will.
With that, we're going to say thanks for joining us on Jesus Talks. Have a great day.